And that kind of wakes up those muscles, get those muscles engaged, okay? Keep the knees, they're not locked, right? Everything is ready, everything is ready. Take a few breaths. I like to put my hands here, like between my top of my hip bone and under the lowest rib. Just as when I breathe, I can feel my body expand with air. And we just let it out. Again. And actually, the 8 pieces of Brocade are really good. Shoulder mobility exercise. Okay. So let's pull the chin in. And if you kind of think of lifting the back of the neck long back here, and then think as you lift the head, there's an anchor to the lift, right? So let me see if I can explain this here. So it's like the anchor to my head as I lift is in my core. Like as I lift, I can feel my core anchored so my head doesn't fly off. Okay. So that helps me engage all this area here. Okay, so I'm gonna try to work on this neck thing that I personally have. So let's go inhale up. Okay. And then rotate your hands. And allow the shoulder blades go like this as we go up. You can let you're not really shrugging, it looks like a shrug. And we exhale down, nice easy breathing, take your time. Inhale up. And we give you a little clue on this inhale up. Yeah, so we inhale. So I'm not going to inhale like, right? I'm going to inhale. And I can feel this muscle clench just relax down. I don't know if you got to see that, it's a little subtle. Exhale down. Okay. Reach out. I'll show it to you again. So it's like inhale up. It's like this pulls back a little and it relaxes down. And when I come up, so my shoulder blades go out, kind of they rotate out. And exhale down. We're working on good, they call it humeroscapular rhythm. So it's the rhythm of your shoulder blade and your arm. Okay. One more time. Exhale. Okay. Let's go on out. Okay, so we're going to inhale. We're going to turn the pelvis, hands together. Okay, inhale, and then exhale. No need to pull your arm back. Just have it kind of gently out this way. Again, rotate the shoulder blades down a little bit. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Look. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Nice and gentle with the arm. Let the arm just swing. See, this is how it just swings. And they meet. Just practice that. Just let it swing gently. Let it swing down. Back together. Inhale up. Out. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Drop down. Make sure your feet are supporting your structure, supporting your knees, supporting your hips. Okay. Okay. There you go. Okay. So let's gently just do the hip twist. Ready? Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. Notice how I'm hip turning the hips. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Keep your core on. Good. And relax. Okay, so I'm going to really now want to stabilize my spine and put my core on. I do this one. Okay. And the arms are just going to be relaxed. Now, don't make them like spaghetti. We just have a little bit of intention to them. So up, one. You inhale up and exhale down. 2, 4, and 7. All right. You know, we almost all the exercises here, we do a lot of the wrist extension. So I think we'll just work on wrist flexion, which is this. Okay, we'll just work a little wrist flexion here. We do a lot of wrist extension already on these exercises. And just one more. Good. You can shake it out. Okay. Okay. All right. Ready? So hands find where the leg meets into the hip. And there's a little soft spot here. And we're just going to roll around in there. And take your time. See if you can, you know, get a sense of the top of your leg bone kind of rolling around in the hip socket. It could be just your imagine. Yeah, you can even just imagine it. It doesn't have to be. Okay. I just want to take it easy with that. Go the other way. Okay. We'll do a little bit of our hamstring and hip hinge. Again, I'll just show you my low back. I can have my low back nice and neutral. And just work with this hinge. So I can keep my hand here to just keep myself, remind me not to do that, right? Just to work with that hinge. Okay, it's just like you kind of let go here and feel the stretch in the back of the leg. Come up. So I can just put my hand in the back just to remind me not to hunch over. Okay, I'm not going very low. I just want to get a little bit of stretch here. That's all you really need. You know, I mean, if you really want to get a little bit more flexibility, I guess you can do it. You just have this stretch a little bit. You know, they say if you really just want to stretch, it would be like 30 seconds, 10 to 30 seconds. Okay. If you're going to run, you wouldn't do a long stretch. You would just do something to warm up the muscles. Okay. All right. And let's do a few swings before we finish. Like soft, and then really work with this hip idea, not twisting the knee. Just think of, you know, and so if you just think about that, then you're not going to get a lot of range. Okay. But I want to protect my knees. The knees only do a certain thing. Okay. You can let it open. So that's why I am protecting the knees, because the knees are now keeping in track with my foot. We're just kind of letting the arms just swing. The arms just follow the hips. All right. Okay, good. And we'll do a little bit of rubbing. All right. Okay. So let's do this. We'll do something We're going to start, I think, with just the cloud hand. Okay. I wanted to get this sense of just like a rod in your body, and you kind of move around, your body moves around this rod. Okay. So what am I thinking here? It's like, I'll show you an example. Okay. So I'm moving the rod around, but I want to kind of have my body kind of move like so like my body is this axle. My body moves in an axle, right? So we're gonna try that with cloud hands, and then you're gonna see how that works, I guess, when we do the form. Okay. So let's just go like maybe a little bit of a shoulder stance. Feet can be, whatever's comfortable for you, right? It doesn't have to be straight ahead, but just a little bit here. And then you can put your hand right on your center line and think like you're just moving around this center. Okay. You can be more expressive by moving the hips too. Now let me show you what I want to avoid. Right? I want you to imagine being relaxed, finding the center of my body, and seeing how my joints can accommodate trying to move around at central axis of my body. Okay, so you can just start with that. Use your legs, think of your feet. Breathe. So use this like it can be a very good centering type of practice, right? You don't have to go deep. You can just even go a little bit taller, or even almost standing, I guess. But just thinking about that. So I'm moving the big joints of the body. So we're gonna just now we're gonna start engaging the hand. Okay. So the hand is gonna follow the center line. Okay. And we just make this really simple. Okay. And then I'll just switch the hands. We just make it really simple. Keep the chin in. If you stick the chin out, it's like you're following a broken axle. Keep the chin in. Okay. We just do this very simple. We just do this in a 1-2 thing. 1, 2. Because I want you to think about this center line first before we start adding the complication. Okay. And then you can relax a little bit into the hip. You can engage a little bit more of the muscles here, to get the muscles to be more active. Try to get that feeling of moving around in your center. Okay, now we're just going to try our kind of cloud hands with the hand constantly in motion as we move about the center. Okay. And you can, I would say like it's like soften, but it's kind of you let go into your lower body, kind of take the tension out and see how the muscles start reacting to all of that. Right? And then I think you'll notice like the muscles starting to kind of, they kind of start waking up, okay, in the lower body. And let the hands nice and soft. You can maybe open it up, be a little bit more flexible with it. Trying to maintain that whole idea of moving about the center, but not shifting weight yet. Keep your arch on in your feet, protect your knees. Okay. So it's very stationary at the moment because it's a particular purpose I want to work with you guys. You can also experiment with what does it feel like if I, stick my tailbone out, right? What does it feel like if I do this? Okay. What does it feel like if I do this? And and then try to find a place where it feels like right just kind of perfect. Just you're very balanced. As you're spinning your top. You're spinning on the right, on the point of the top. Feel how the legs work, how they kind of push you from side to side, or to make you push around yourself around your center line. Okay, let's open the arms up. Okay, just kind of find that center line. Use this kind of for centering yourself, focusing on your center line. Now your center line has a, you can think of your center line as a pole, and at the bottom pole is this big heavy weight, all right? Kind of like a turntable, a turntable, the platter is really heavy, and there's a little spindle. So you're kind of like a turntable. All of us of the age that remember turntable. I still have my turntable.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's inhale. Okay. So we're just going to work a little bit with this. Then we'll just get into movements. And then we'll just, but let's just work. Okay, so let's see how this works. Like, so we figured it's like side to side. So let's see if this kind of works with like a brush knee. Okay, so let's do the brush knee a little bit. First, I probably should give you guys more of a description with it. Okay, so let's just have, I'm going to face this way. Okay, my feet are right under my hips. I'm going to relax. I'm going to support myself on one side, pick a side. So in this case, it's my right side. I'm going to step out. All right. So I just move my center line a little bit. I move my center line from here to here, okay? So now I'm moving my center line. Now I want to see if I can rotate about it. We'll just do it easy, just one hand at a time, okay? And so instead of so put it this way. Instead of this, right? I want to turn about that center line. I'll just do one hand at a time. Versus something like this, right? There's no turning there, right? So just turn my center line a little bit. So it requires me to turn my hip. So this is a little bit more of a refinement when I've been talking to you guys for the past few months, I guess, about using your hip to turn, right? So it's a little bit more of a refinement, trying to get a little bit more of a refinement into our turning, okay? So let's try the other hand. Just do one hand at a time. Okay, go back and forward. So one, turning. Now, one of the things to watch out as I turn, look at my back knee. As I turn, I don't want my knees to fall in. So that's where that arch of your foot is important. See, I've lost my arch, so I want to keep my arch of my foot on. This will help keep my knee healthy and in proper alignment. So I'm going to focus on my arch, and it creates a little bit of strength in the posture. Okay, and it helps me transfer or transmit energy from one foot to the other. Okay, so let's see if we can put both hands together. Okay, so we just take our time, find your center line, one. Okay. And then just come back. You can just reset, just gently reset, and then. Now this is not, we're not doing the Tai Chi form, right? We're trying to find an idea in the Tai Chi form. So I'm just going to reset, okay, and then we'll work on how to, do it smoothly. So find my center line. Now I'm going to move my center line back. My center line is just going to go from kind of in between from foot to foot, but my center line wants to turn my trunk. Oh, my trunk turns about the center line. So I'm always feeling centered. Right? So they say Tai Chi that, it helps you stay centered. So there's a very physical concept with that. Okay. We can make it a little bit more smooth now. Okay, so you set the hands in place. If I overextend, I'm reaching out of my center, right? So everything stays connected to my center. Okay. So I'm trying to stay within my center. Okay, let's do one more, then we'll switch sides. Okay, so let's step up, step back, right? So slowly release the back foot, place it down, step back. I'm going to step back here a little bit. So you can see my feet. Step back with the other foot, and we can try both hands again. Or you can go back just to one hand. Okay, I'm going to just face you guys now. So I have to rotate. And then I have to rotate to bring the hands about. Now, if I'm not rotating about my central axis, it's going to look something like this. Right? So I'm going to be very slow and subtle, turning my hip. And it's like the meat of my body revolves around the spine. But I'm not torquing my spine. I'm going to let the hip control where the spine directs to. I do not want to torque my spine. Okay. I can let my back foot release a little bit to make the posture more comfortable. Keep the chin in. Keep the head up. And just breathe. Okay. Let me give you this view. And just relax. It's effortless, like nothing, right? How much strength do you need to pick up a balloon, right? A toy balloon, not like a hot air balloon. Okay, nice and easy, soft with the arms, soft with the joints, but intention in the hands, intention. Thinking about how this works around the body. Okay, let's inhale up. And then let's do this move, because this is a very center line focused move. Let's see if I can get this. Okay, so we have this move in the form that happens in the second section. You could do either foot forward, it's fine. So think of the brush knee, but this time I'm going to have the fist here. Okay, watch out for this kind of thing, right? Oh, this is always a challenge. Something we have to work on every day. Okay, so I'm going to pivot my pelvis, but I'm going to think my axle. So you can think like, okay, so my center line is angled. I can set it straight and pivot around it. This arm is relaxed. You can even forget this arm. Okay. 1, 2. 1. You can think of, if you want, let's do this. You have something heavy. You're going to pick it up. You can't pick it up with your back because you'll hurt your back. Actually, you're going to pick it up with your legs, bring it to your hip, turn, and let it go. Okay, so ready? So think of you're picking something up heavy, and you're not going to hurt your back, so you want to get your legs into it and your hip, And then turn your pelvis as you bring it across and let it go. Okay, this is 15 pounds. So here, one, I'm not going to pick this up with my back and try to, I'm going to get my legs under it, turn it around. Okay, so you can think of something like that. Here it is, it's here. Ideally, if you want to pick up something, I'd be closer, but because of the form, the way the form is. So I'm going to here, I'm going to put the weight in my center on my hip, turn. Okay, so you can think of something like that. All right, so let's try that with the handwork. Okay, so good posture, strong core, relax. Strong core doesn't mean you don't relax. You know, strong core helps you relax. Okay, and then sit into your hip, and there's the move. Okay, the shoulders relax, the arm rests on the ribcage. Ribcage rests on the hip. Okay, where's the center line? Okay, so let's try again. One. So you can think of straightening the center line first and turning. And my center line is straight here. Okay. And then the next move revolves around the center. Okay, so this is kind of a cool move. This is basically cloud hand. And this is like brush knee, right? So it's a variation of cloud hand and brush knee. So here's the punch. Get into this, bring the weight to your hip, to the center, from here. And you can think cloud hand, except one with a fist. And then you can think with brush knee, except one with a fist. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have a sticky floor, like this is a sticky mat, I only use this because it provides some nice contrast. So what I might do is I might just go ahead and pick my feet up and do it, okay? Ideally, you know, okay. So remember, watch your posture. So we should not be in this position. This is a weakened position, right? Just here. And then you could get under the weight, bring it close to you. So imagine have that kettlebell right here, bring it to your hip, and here you go. And then cloud hands, except now we have one of the hands as a fist. And then we go into something like a brush knee. And you could smooth it out. Okay, and we can try the other side, because the other side is gonna be harder because I never do the other side. Okay, so here's the other side, right? Set the center line, get under the weight, turn, okay? And then cloud hand, and then one cloud hand, brush knee. Okay, so let's practice the other side. Good for the brain. Okay, here's the weight. Okay, it's actually you punch somebody, but you know. Okay, so this leg is going to support me, but I'm going to take this heavy weight and put it here closer to my center. And I'm going to turn, bring this up here, and then I'm going to do cloud hands once. And this cloud hands is going to be a fist, and then this hand is going to be a brush knee. Okay, so we can go one, punch, pull the weight towards you, bring this hand up, and then you do cloud hands, brush knee. Let's do it one more time. The video, of course, will be on YouTube. I've been kind of like trying to figure out how to edit some of the things I don't want into it, so I figured that out. So it sometimes takes me a little bit longer to do stuff. Remember the center line, so I'm not doing this. Let's not turn about my center, right? I'm going to turn about my center. Okay, one, and then Turn about the center to bring the cloud hand. Turn about the center to bring the fist. Turn about the center to bring the push. Okay, inhale. So this whole thing with the central line and your central axis, that really depends on trying to develop as good a posture as we can get, okay? Now you don't have to have perfect posture. No one has perfect posture, right? I guess how much you do, but posture is something we always work on. We always, and the more we think about it, the more we remember, the more the body will get used to doing it, right? The more the muscles that require that will wake up and help us, okay? All right. Of course, we don't have to think about it all the time. Else maybe everything would be too stressful. Okay, so let's go and do the form. Okay, and we'll try to incorporate some of these moves in there that we did today. And we'll work on, I did want to work more on our feet and our one leg posture. So we'll do some form now, and then I think we'll work at how our feet can help us with the one leg posture. And we talked about last week about the strength of the iliopsoas, the hip flexor. That's important in Tai Chi. Okay, but let's do some form. Okay, I will be adjusting my footwork. You don't have to, depending on your space, but I'm going to try to keep in this space here. Okay, so this way you can see the contrast. All right, ready? Okay, so what did we talk about? Good posture. Pull the head up, pull the chin in. Have the head kind of root in your gut there, in your dantian, in your center. Okay, so your core supports your head, right? And keeps your head on your shoulders. And we can take that deep breath to start. Okay, and then just let everything relax. Okay, go through the body a little bit before we start. Make sure you got your best alignment that you can do, right? So knees are over the feet, your arch is on to help do that with. Your toes are straight ahead, and that might require you to, speaking of which, to have your toes straight ahead, you have to kind of turn this. Your leg turns in the hip, right? So if your leg can't turn the hip and you try to torque your foot over, you'll be torquing your knee. So just try to see if you can turn into your hip and have your toes, if you, as best as you can, right? Just don't strain, don't hurt yourself. Okay, ready? Okay, so let's do the beginning posture. So that's called lift the arms. Well, it's literally called begin Tai Chi. So begin Tai Chi. And relax those shoulders down. Relax the shoulder blade down. And you can relax the shoulder blade down and slightly back. Okay. Some of us might need a little bit more back than forward. Kind of depends on where we are. Pull the chin in. Take good deep breaths. Now, I don't suggest like special breathing, but I do suggest just breathe in a very relaxed, normal way. Like there's no really, if you try to do special breathing, it actually can make you tense, and we don't want that. Okay, here's our ward off left. Fingers open, allow the energy to flow. So you relax the fingers. Relax the fingers and let them open. Relax the shoulder. So let the arm just drop. Here, just relax the arm. Step out. Grasp sparrow's tail. I'm going to use my hip. And really watch my center. I'm revolving around that axle on my body. And I only revolve around it as comfortable. Keep the shoulder relaxed. Keep the shoulder relaxed and down. Okay. Doesn't matter how high this one is. Just keep the tension out of here. Okay, so here's our single whip. Okay. Now, we're just going to do we're going to do some cloud hands because that's what we started with. So we're just going to incorporate all the moves we learned today. Okay, 1. So remember, we're rotating about our center. Okay, the legs and hips follow that rotation. The arms just follow that rotation of moving about our center. Let's do one more cloud hand. I don't need to take out very deep steps. Okay, I'm going to do my single whip now. Okay, so my single whip. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do like from here, we'll do the traditional sequence. So here's the lift the hands, relax down. We do the shoulder strike, right palm up, left palm down for the wide crane spread wings. And then just relax that arm, just let the arm just sink down, right? As the arm sinks down, your head gets taller. And your neck gets longer. Okay, here we go. Here's the brush knee. So we're going to rotate the hand about that central axis. I'm going to push off gently, come back. Okay, move this foot closer. And then we're going to go again, rotating about the center axis. 1. Okay. We'll do our brush knee. So the leg moves in the hip joint and the foot follows. Okay. Then my hip turns into the front leg. I move my center. I rotate about my center. Stay focused on your center. Don't forget about the feet. There's so much to remember, right? Good, healthy alignment. Just be aware of your body. Push off. We'll do a little step back. We'll play the guitar. Okay, we're going to do our brush knee again. Let's do a punch. So the left leg is going to rotate in its hip socket to turn this foot out. I can bring my right foot next to that left foot. I can let it rest there if I want. I'm going to pick it up and then step down. Now the right leg comes out, it rotates out of it rotates from its hip socket, not out of the socket. I come through, I'll just do my punch. Okay, we don't need very long postures. 1. Okay. Turn a little bit with the pelvis to bring the hand out. Turn the pelvis back, pull back, and go. And then open and relax. Okay. And then just, take your time, double check. You could reset. If anything aches from all of that, just kind of examine what happened, think about it. Okay. So we're going to go into the second section. So drop the left hand, look over the right shoulder, hand to the ear. And I can just turn my body around and just face the back corner. Okay. And then palm up. Now think of rotating about that center axle. Yeah, so I'm just rotating about it. Soften the shoulder. So take the tension out. So we're just going to open up big and then just scoot around. We do this one. fist under elbow. Okay, and open the fist. Pull the knee up. So this is part of what we talked about last week, having the strength of being able to pull the knee up and then place it back. Okay, if we sit a lot, that strength goes away. Okay, so we're going to pull the knee up and step back. So have a little bit of control with our knee. And also when I pull the knee up, I want to keep my low back nice and neutral. Okay, I want to keep my hips like in line with my foot. Okay. All right, so let's go one more. 1, 2. And then relax as white crane spreads wings. White crane spreads wings. Let the hands sink. The hand sinks, and then think of turning about, the body turns about that central axle. You turn your hips. We do our brush knee. All right, so let's go with this one. So remember this, so we just hinge it. This is just like a stretching exercise, except now we're on the ball of the foot instead of the heel. And I'm just sitting in my hip hinge. So if these muscles are turned down, not my low back, I'm gonna step out. Okay, so remember this exercise. So one is just like cloud hands. One is cloud hands. Okay. And then this is one, the other one's cloud hands, and then this is a fist. And here's a push. Okay. We're gonna go into the punch. Nice and easy. Come up. Pull the knee up if you can. It doesn't have to be very high. Just kind of start working these muscles up. 1. Step out 2. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the beginning of the form. Okay, so open the fist. We step out and we're going to do the beginning of the form. We do our single whip. Come out. 1. Nice and relaxed. We do our cloud hand. So think about our center. Okay. Remember, we woke up our feet. So make sure our feet are still on. Keeping our knees healthy. I'm not putting weight on the knee as much as I'm trying to put it on the strong part of my body. Okay. I'm going to put that weight, my body weight, on the strong, my leg, on my posterior chain. Okay. As I step. Good. Ready. And we'll go with our single whip. Okay, so we may not do the full kicks, but I do want us to kind of focus on something here. So let's open the hand. Let's pull. Step to the left. Okay. 1. Okay, so you don't have to do the full kick. I just want you guys to think of being able to pull up your knee. Then step down. Okay, so let's not work with a balance challenge yet. Okay. 1. Open and just pull your knee up. Step back. Okay. And just pull your knee up. And down. You could do a brush knee. Okay, good, let's finish. So let's just do the cross hands to finish. So, when you review the videos, and you can review any of the videos, they'll be the same. Take a piece, any piece. It doesn't have, you don't have to do the whole thing. Just take any piece and look at what is involved in that piece, because we're trying to build in functionality into movement. Okay, so what I want to do is talk about this one thing here, just the strength of being able to pull your knee up. So we can do it in the walking backwards version. Let me see here. So you can do it in the walking backwards version. So we open, pull the knee up. Okay, step back. Just take your time. Okay. Find your balance, right? Relax. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2. I'm just thinking of pulling my knee up and kind of forgetting the rest. Okay, now if your balance is an issue, you can just put your hands down. Okay. Because something you could think about during the week is this strength. If we sit so much, that muscle to pull our knee up doesn't get used, right? It gets short and it gets weak. Okay, so the Tai Chi can help us by, these postures will lengthen that, and the pulling the leg up strengthens that muscle. The one thing I want you to be aware of, this is, I guess, the lecture part of the class. Okay, so a lot of times we don't have flexibility or range, and we think about trying to, we're a very goal-oriented society, right? I want you guys to be process-oriented. Or as I say in the British, process-oriented. I want you to think of, because if you're goal-oriented, I want to get my knee as high as possible. We may do this because we don't have that range. So I just want you to make sure you keep your back nice and neutral, good posture, and then if you pull your knee up to here, that's totally perfect, right? That's because you're maintaining good alignment. That's the most important thing. And as you get a little bit better, a little bit stronger, you can pull your knee up without having any, compensations, like hunching, okay? And then we'll just kind of work on that, okay? Now you can think about this as really a useful exercise, maneuver, because you're stepping over stuff all day, right? And if you're hiking or you're going upstairs, or you have to avoid something. So I'm kind of think that's a really good thing to work on. Finally, just to recap, the central line that we've been talking about, they say Tai Chi works a lot of balance. Well, it can be, balance is not necessarily, it's not just about leg strength. Balance is about your, where you have your sense of balance, right? I can have really strong legs, but if my sense of balance is not good. So finding that center line of your body, so you can know. So if you can imagine your center line, you can have it on one, right? All right. Okay, so I think I pontificated enough. Ready? So we'll go and finish. I like to put it on, okay, well, I'll finish and I'll put you guys in gallery mode. Okay, so we'll just finish. I try to make the classes educational as well as movement. All right, very good. Okay, thank you very much. I will stop the recording.